name is called Beer, and let's start with the last spell. This is a tactical RPG with roguelite elements, in which you have to defend a city against a hordes of deadly enemies. During daytime you will have to prepare your heroes and carefully choose how to rebuild your haven and position your defenses. Over the night you will use all your skills, traps and weapons to exterminate all the monsters coming at your walls. It won't be easy.
It's not your sister.
Then in your spare time you will heal, level up and repeat until the magic seal is broken. The game has similarities to the Arbillions. The only difference here is the game is turn-based and not an RTS, so you can carefully plan your every move. Although that doesn't mean that it is an easier game. By contrary, the game even feels unfairly difficult from the start. But as you play you get more and more cool stuff you can use against your enemies and you start feeling like a boss. That won't be for long, believe you me, difficulty spikes are quite common here. Although they are all conquerable, the game seems to know what your limits are, and people who tried the last spell really liked it. On Steam it has around 90% of positive reviews. Thronefall. This is a minimalistic game about growing and defending your tiny kingdom. Developers are saying that they stripped a classic strategy game from all the unnecessary complexity and then added 57 unlockable perks and weapons. Well, who am I to judge? Here you will build up your base during the day and defend it till your last breath at night, because you are glorious, majestic and you slay.
Yes, Queen Slay!
You will have to strike the right balance between economy and defense. Maybe train more archers, raise thicker walls, or maybe build an additional mill. And with all your strength, keep the enemies at bay using your longbow or charge your horse right into the battle. Every night is a tough night, but nothing beats seeing the sun rise above your little kingdom to live another day. The game has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and people unanimously call it a masterpiece. From glory to goo. It may not be the prettiest RTS, but it is for sure one of the most entertaining ones. This is a sci-fi survival strategy set on an alien world. You will serve as humanity's pioneer by establishing a colony and supporting your colonies still in orbit. But beware, the goo, a relentless shape-shifting force, approaches from all sides, even above and below. Basically, you will have to build your colony to repel local horrors who are not very fond of uninvited guests. But if you look at this philosophically, you will realize that the real monster here is you. You came here, you destroyed their beautiful landscape with your pathetic buildings that are making energy out of their plants and animals and filtering your piss so you could have drinking water. They have a right to be angry, and they use that right quite excessively. The game is single player only. It includes 23 Steam achievements and multiple factions with units and buildings you can use. You know, ally or destroy depending on your captain and biome. Bad reviews are rare. Most of the people who play the game are saying that it is not perfect but really entertaining. What else you may want? Riftbreaker. Here you are, the Riftbreaker, an elite scientist commando inside a powerful mecha suit.
Ooh la la!
You have entered a one-way portal to a distant planet at the far reaches of the Milky Way. You have a purpose of building up a base that will allow travels back to Earth and continue colonization. So you are tasked to construct a two-way rift back to Earth, because living on a planet without cold, refreshing beer or potato salad is painful, and that shouldn't even be a legal thing. Although you encounter a bit of a bigger problem than the absence of beer, which is monsters, thousands of them. The game itself is a hybrid between StarCraft, Diablo and Satisfactory, a really great and entertaining game. StarCraft 2. First StarCraft, made in 1998, with a mission where you have to defend your base from Zerg attacks, is my oldest memory of base building tower defense mechanics. And StarCraft 2 introduced tons of missions with base defense elements. Also, you can participate in various minigames alone or with friends and defend your base from swarms of enemies together. There is a wonderful map called Left to Die, which is a two-player cooperative custom mission. I can totally recommend it, it's super fun. So if you somehow avoided StarCraft 2 in your life, I envy you so much. I have sunk about 5,000 hours into this game and I regret nothing. StarCraft 2 was basically the only game I played for 3 years after its initial release, and continued to do that occasionally for many years after as well. And the best part of StarCraft 2 is that now it is free. Well, I paid good money for it back then, but now you don't have to. Multiplayer is free and the first full campaign with Terrans is free as well. If you think that StarCraft 2 is dead because it's an old old game, you are more than wrong. About 35 to 50,000 players log into StarCraft 2 every day and play at least one game. That is not much if you compare it with the giants of the gaming world, but it is far away from that as well. Age of Darkness Final Stand. Since that StarCraft mission I played 20 years ago where I had to hold my base intact against a never-ending Zerg attack, this concept landed in a warm place of my cold beard heart. Later I have played countless maps like that on StarCraft 2 and then There Billions was released. I enjoyed the game, but I was disappointed as well, because it lacked unit types and was kinda repetitive. Age of Darkness is a bit different. It has a very positive review score on Steam and the technology, allowing over 70,000 swarming AI units on screen at the same time. Also day and night transitions and more defensive units than There Billions had. That sounds nice, but we all know how this gameplay will go for you. You'll see some zombies breaching your walls and then you'll be like,
This is fine.
Infection Free Zone. And I'm not talking about your Chuchi. Here zombie virus has spread throughout the world with the speed of jet planes. The infected are highly aggressive, fast, strong and hungry for your flesh. So no surprise that in a couple of weeks society collapsed. Cities now are completely empty. There is no electricity, no water and no food. Yet there are a few survivors. The game has one very interesting feature. It lets you play in the city of your choice. Just type in the name of the city or town, download the map and start playing. They integrated OpenStreetMap's real-world data into the game, and you can choose any place in the world for your survivors. Yeah, even your puny native village can be the place where the resurrection of humanity finally begins. Anyway, each night your settlement might be attacked by large hordes of the zombies. Fight them with every tool available: melee and ranged weapons, vehicles, walls and even light. All you have to do is to research a vaccine for ultimate victory. Easy. Stronghold Definitive Edition. This castle life and defense simulator allows you to design, build and destroy historical castles and engage in medieval warfare against the AI in 26 campaign missions or online with up to 8 players. With 4 renegade lords to defeat, it is up to you to reunite medieval England and take back your lands. Missions range from breaking sieges and capturing enemy castles to raising gold and holding off enemy attacks. Also featured is a full economic campaign which will task you to gather resources and build weapons within the time limit. So to be short, here you will build your dream castle and feel important for a short period of time, until your dream castle crumbles down and burns to the ground. Like your hopes that your boss will raise your salary one day. Just find another job, dude. Let this be a sign for you to change your life for the better. Dream Engines Nomad Cities. Here the advanced society is long gone and the world is overrun by the dream plagues, some kind of monsters. The only survivors are small nomadic tribes that don't attract too much attention. But now the discovery of a long-abandoned project of the ancients lights a new hope to build a flight-capable nomad cities. Your population and economy form the backbone of your survival. You will have to plan and build automated production lines and keep your people housed, happy and well-fed. But the wilderness below is swarming with dream plagues. To survive, you will have to fortify your city and defend it against raids for as long as you can. Although even the ancients were unable to withstand the swarming enemies forever. The longer you stay, the stronger they become. But you can always just fly away to another, maybe even more dangerous place. Diplomacy is not an option. He will build walls, raise armies and experience warfare on an epic scale. And that is not just a fancy figure of speech. You will face over 25,000 enemies assault your castle walls. If you hope to survive and defend your city so it would become as glorious as Koltberistan itself, you are going to master engineering, economy and even magic. Although there is one problem, you are not a king, just a minor lord without much power. Your king, on the other hand, is a mighty and powerful leader, and also he's a total moron. He drinks warm milk instead of beer, eats only well-done steaks and puts pineapple in his potato salad. None of these things are true, but he's bad, I promise. Trust me. Have I ever lied to you? Well, I did, but not this time. So the king raised taxes one day to, let's say, buy more pineapples, and now peasants who are not fond of raised taxes and emerging hunger are rioting in your part of the kingdom. King King demands to wipe out the rebellion and go to the distant land to get some gold. Will you do as he says, or will you command the armies of undead and wipe out, you know, humanity instead? Yeah, this game is wild and fun. A very positive review score is achieved by votes cast by thousands of players. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.